Amazing audience, we are live again. We are still in DC on the beautiful morning of the 19th of June 2018. Ryan Dean just introduced me to an amazing individual. His name is Yoni Micael, and hey, why not have a conversation with him, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for
Nice
taking
to
the
meet
time.
you, my friend.
Thank you.
So my name is Angel Jones. Which of your talents do you think is responsible for us connecting at this time?
I would say probably technology.
Right.
Technology is my foundation of where I base everything of what I do. It could go from anything from the web development sector to mobile development sector to the new blockchain sector, all that stuff. So yeah, I've been getting involved in a lot of those things.
And what exactly do you do in terms of providing a service in that?
So what I do, I actually do multiple things. So my main job is I'm a chief information officer for a government contracting company. So that's involving creating software and managing projects, right?
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's very intense. It's very busy. And I'm also a co-founder and CTO of two other startups. One is called Union Base, which is a web platform for unions and organizers to organize all together. And another one is called Recognize, which is going to be a mobile app which will be able to recognize items with your phone, right? It's almost like an Instagram, but more on being able to use a camera to identify objects.
So what does that look like? What is the benefit of something like Recognize?
Well, the thing is that, for example, let's say you have a 5-year-old, right? They can, because everyone's having mobile phones now. Everybody.
Everyone.
So instead of them asking you, why can't they just look at an object and take a picture of it? I'm like, oh, Dad, okay, I know what this is.
Yeah.
You know, not only that, but you'll be able to identify different brands, or maybe you're a designer. You want to have a specific brand, so you want to get it out there. And if you start seeing so many people wearing it, they can tag your brand as something. Yeah. So it's this concept that we've been working on, but I have to create the algorithm on how it's actually going to work.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the hardest part of building it.
Who did you learn the technical skill, the intellectual skill?
So I started off as doing more of the data center
Right.
infrastructure of like for servers, for buildings, things like that.
That is what I thought about immediately when you talked about Recognize. Like, wow, the database for this is going
to be huge.
Right?
Oh, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And but the thing is that back in my college, I was doing that part-time. I was working at my university, and I was working on servers and things like that. But when I graduated, I realized I don't want to be at a location in an office the rest of my life, right? I want to be able to travel or do the things but still work. And I found my love for technology with programming when it came to that you can create anything with your mind, right? So it's all about how you break it down. Because for example, Facebook, when they started, they had this big, crazy idea. Oh, we want to have a social network to connect people, to create events. He never started like that.
Yeah.
He created something basic. How do I connect me to you? And what do I want to know about me to you, right? And then it just evolves.
Yeah.
Based upon what people like, it just evolves and everything. And that's how you have to programmatically change your mind on how to understand how to break things down.
Ooh, that is very powerful there. Amazing audience. Did you just hear that? He just broke the code of what I do with the podcast, with setting goals. It's like, I don't know how to travel the entire of the US and Canada, right? I just don't know. But I start one day at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, and we learn, and with an amazing team, you know. Now it's 3 minds, right?
Wow.
That work, right? But there's a part of you that I'm guessing from, be it your parents or some other family, that you've learned to be who you are.
Correct. Yeah.
Who's that person?
So I would say, and it's fine. Me and my mom, my dad, we always talk about this, and I think I got my work ethic from my mom.
Yeah.
She was a type of mom that, growing up, my dad was the one that was taking care of me and my brother, but my mom was working like 3 jobs, day in, day out, you know, trying to work. I mean, because she came from East Africa to here, so she was trying to make a living. She was trying to make the American dream for us, for me and my brother, and just always working, always was never tired, but always had the time to see us, or always had the time to make us breakfast, or always had the time to do things, which was amazing. Just thinking about it now, right? And I think what I've learned was that hard work ethic is, I got that from my mom, and also instilling just being nice to people. right? And
I saw that when we were in Starbucks. We were coming out.
Yeah.
The guy came just after you. He
I was
said,
like,
"No, after you." Yeah.
I got patience.
Yeah.
I got time. You know.
Yeah.
But and I think that's very important to understand is that you have to connect with people on a different level, right? And every time when I see my mom, she's always, when she comes from Africa, there's always like someone's grandma that she's always helping. I'm like, you're always helping somebody. Like, what is this? Like, you didn't travel with them. What's going on? So
why will you continue to be that person?
Pardon?
Why will you continue to be that person?
It's important because what I've learned is that it's hard to be. Every book that I read, every influencer that I watch, and they always repeat it, and it's always hard to be these days. It's always hard to be a human, right? Because society messes you up and everything, but it's hard to be just a human being. Like, you don't have to treat people like the way you want to be treated. You're still a living human being walking around the world. You know, if there's a homeless person walking by, I'm gonna treat them the same respect that I treat a multi-million-dollar CEO. It's just the right thing to do, and the right thing to do is always gonna win in the end. So, and I think those principles go a long way in life.
Tell me one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Consistently is a very hard word because there's sometimes that I fell off and I had to jump back on the horse and everything. But I think it's always the thing I've been consistently is never being content, right? So I've never been content with where I was at in life. I always had this vision of always this dream, but if it's like I got this job raise or I got this little money here, a little that, I was never content about that big dream that I wanted to achieve. So what I always had to do was always had to rebuild my mind or rebuild my health, or rebuild what I'm doing in my day-to-day routine to continue that path. And I've always been learning to disassociate the people who I don't want to associate myself with and embracing the people who I want to do. I mean, my closest friends are like maybe 5 people in my hand, right? Because you'll be surprised how the people around you will affect your day-to-day life. It's ridiculous, but you just don't pay attention because you're so content with what's going on.
That's amazing. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, I just had a conversation with a good friend of mine who, you know, he got laid off at his job right after college doing real estate, and now he's a partner in a real estate firm doing multi-million dollars in revenue. You know, and he loves it, and it's the thing that, you know, God aligned with him with his purpose and the vision of what he's trying to do. So you always have to be aligned with the signs that the universe is trying to give.
Yeah, the signs.
Yeah.
This morning, we usually pick a card, right? Did you bring that card, Amanda? Okay, did you have it? Just to show the audience that it is true. Because you said something.
I'm a believer. Oh my gosh.
When we spoke about it, right? You know, you said, I have patience, right? I have patience. And this morning, like, our affirmation card was actually patience.
Wow.
And that's the beginning of the journey. And we'll see that echo through, I mean, like, there's no, we're live, which is so great. You know, there's no if or maybe about this, right?
Yeah.
It just echoes. Why would you suggest to someone out there that's listening that they do what you've done by really not by always removing the bar of where you stop, right, or where you're content?
Yeah.
Why would you suggest that to someone listening?
Why would I suggest
that they do not remain content? Well, I think content is a funny word, right?
It is.
Contentment is.
So,
like,
and the thing is, and what I've learned is that you can try so hard to try to change people's mind.
Right.
I'm like, you can do whatever you want in the world.
Work, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy because we have this you know, dream of like, oh, I want to build my company, or I want to build a startup, or I want to build this thing. But society and the people around you on the day-to-day routine of what people do says, oh, you can't do that, or oh, you're not going to be able to do this, or you're going to be stuck with your 9 to 5, then you're going to buy a house, then you're going to get married. Like, I've seen people that just had dreams, but they said no because they got married or they got a house and they settled down. I'm like, you don't have to do that.
Exactly.
You know, it's all up to you, especially and when I tell all the young people, the 20s are the best years of your life.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when I was in college, I partied a lot in college.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, but do I regret it? No, because I got all that out of my system, so I don't have to deal with that in my mid-20s to 30s. You know, but that's the time where you can mess up. You can fail. You can get fired from your job. I'm not gonna lie, I got fired from my job when I was in college, but it was okay. Like, it was whatever, and I was happy about it. But when you get older, you can't make those same mistakes.
Okay.
So it's that like people need to learn that it's okay to get fired. It's okay to take chances. It's okay to quit your job to move to San Francisco to do your own thing. That's the journey. That's what's fun. You're not gonna be able to do that in your 40s.
Yeah.
You know.
So tell me then. Let's switch gears. Right?
Okay.
Let's switch gears and let's imagine that we're in an amazing time machine, right?
Yeah.
Surrounded by beautiful blue Caribbean water.
Okay.
Right?
Oh man. Okay.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. Jeez, man. I remember growing up as a baby. Even my mom always tell me. My mom, she always reminds you. I never associated myself with people my age. Never. Like if there's all the little kids, I want to play with the adults.
Wow.
I don't know what it was, and I've learned that's still what I want to do now.
That's amazing.
And a lot of times I like communicating with people that are like 35 or older because they're on a different mindset, on a different perspective in life and career-wise what they want to do versus people in their 20s.
Okay.
You know, how are you going to grow when you're hanging out with people at your age? You got to talk to people that are older, that have been there.
Yeah.
So, and surprisingly, that's still been going through my life.
Yeah, I love that. I love connecting those dots.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to connect the dots, can I connect the dots?
Yeah,
with my interpretation.
Definitely.
The software, recognize.
Yeah.
Is exactly that, right? Is the child having the opportunity to recognize, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to have that conversation with the world, right?
Interesting. I never thought about it like that. I was like, oh yeah. So it's crazy. Like we talk about the universe. It's just everything just
connects, my friend.
You just have to look. You just have to be aware of those signs.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh wow. 12 years. That was 2000. Was that 4 or? Oh man, I don't even know.
All right.
I don't even know. That's
cool. It happens. It's
a long time. Yeah.
What song pops to mind though?
Probably some old school R&B.
All right.
Some like old school, like a Drew Hill or like old school Cisco, or something like something that you don't hear these days. You know, like the '90s, man. Like.
What's one song from Cisco?
Of course, everyone knows a thong song.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. That's like the main thing. Yeah. Like I mean, those were the classics. You hear that when you're a kid. You're like, oh, it's gonna go down. Oh, you know. So
that's wonderful. Well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration for us. It's yes or no or a bit more, right?
Yeah.
Have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Not yet. I always try and like if there's people younger than me that are trying to get in the same field, I always try and give them as much knowledge as I can. But yeah, not that I know of.
All right. Are you married?
Pardon?
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you have an inner circle? You spoke about your inner circle of friends, right?
Yes.
The 5, right?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
I try not to.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yeah, sadly I do.
What about,
I gotta cancel cable.
You're good.
I gotta cancel cable.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? More than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
More.
All
More.
right.
I mean, that's my daily routine.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who Yoni Micael is, what would you say that is?
Never give up on what you want. You always get negativity around the world. But as long as you have the vision and people see that vision, they see it through you of what you're trying to do, those are the people you need to connect with.
Okay.
Because they embrace you and they push you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I think I would like to share that, don't be scared of taking risk in life. I mean, my journey to where I am right now wasn't easy. I had sleepless nights, and it was depressing sometimes, and I was questioning myself in life. But at the same time is that always read a lot of books. So reading a lot of books, if it's self-affirmation, if it's knowledge, if it's the law of attraction, for example, little things like that to just put your mind in the right state, I would say always do that. And always remember, just take a time right now to think about the 5 closest friends around you. Are they helping you get to your goals, or are they pushing you back from your goals? So think about that. And if they're not helping you, I think you know what you need to do to get that next goal. So.
Yoni Micael, it was a great pleasure having you.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
On what is inspired by 12 Minute Convos
Definitely,
with
man.
Angel Jones.
Thank you. Appreciate it. See you guys.